Hello, welcome back to episode 6 of my Tier 1 Orc Spearman only challenge, where I only use Orc Spearman versus 5 allied Emperor level AI. This is AOW3, of course, and we are in turn 31. I think we last checked in turn 24. Some interesting things to summarize. So, as you can see from the map, I can see it all, right? Because Master Cartographer was something I finished. So I finished out all those irregular upgrades in Master Cartographer with that Explorer specialization. So capital here, capital here, capital here, capital here. So 4 above ground and 1 here below ground. So in terms of me having the greatest concentration of troops here and being slow here, my plan is to sweep through like this, right? So I'm going to swing the bulk of my forces this way while sending some stuff this way, but making sure I'm making all due speed here. So that is the plan. I feel good about that. In terms of road connections amongst these things, it's not ideal. Most of the road structure goes in here, so I'll have to be doing a lot of roughing it in between certain capitals, but that's okay because of all the upgrades I have. Speaking of that, what am I working on? War effort. That's going to boost my gold tremendously, though I'm already doing well and sitting on some happiness bonus from the 1K. Let's see what we have under our belt. I've gotten some stuff here where I can sow salt for barons because orcs love barons. So I've been thinking about using some mana for that once I have enough cushion. No change with battlefield spells in a while. What has changed here? So again, we have this, which will help with the mountaineering and forestry and wetlands walking, the +1 vision range, of course, this for the +8 movement, that for reducing cost, Master Cartographer I talked about, hasty plunder for when if I start to need to do that, but hopefully I'm going to take and keep cities. So I don't actually know if I needed the destruction that much. And then this is less important now, because it's mostly going to be pumping out units and then having global assault boost them up to gold rank rather than me intentionally keeping a set of units alive. But I'm doing that a little bit, so 50% XP, never a bad thing. In terms of spells, I'm doing this a little bit to get certain key structures into certain cities, but otherwise raise militia, though this is becoming much less important because I have a lot of cities that are pumping out units. Speaking of that, let's see what we got. So what do I have? So I did monoculture, which is no surprise, and primeval, though of course the 3 units that were given to me I had to immediately disband, right? How are we doing here? You can see that 8 migrations, 3 vassals, and my governance experience is definitely cranking up. So we're already up through here. So I took this for cheaper. I'm not really using either of these. Arenas, I don't know that I'll ever need this boost, if it'll be worth an arena to do that, but I have that available. I'm never going to use razor bows. With here, I'll never use black knights. With this, siege workshop, sure, absolutely, that can be useful, +20. Here, I never use shock troopers. This dark citadel, I'll never have to produce. It probably will never be worth it, so it's whatever. But here, all your orc irregular, that's the key phrase, right? So +1 resistance and +20% protection physically. So absolutely amazing, amazing. So can't wait to get this. This could be useful too, but by that point, this stuff will be so much less important than boosting my crappy Orc Spearman by that. So that's the plan with that. You can see certain races are starting to get pissed as I migrate away from their stuff. In terms of what's being produced, you can see that I'm doing some infrastructure in certain cities, but otherwise, Orc Spearmen are generally the focus. You can see how my stuff is looking there. So a few core armies of Orc Spearmen. I don't know why that's bugging out. And then a bunch of units on the move separately. Yep. So in terms of movement, so we've got a cluster of units here going down this way. This is one of my higher ranked stacks, so champ 2, champ 2, champ 2, 1 and 1. So that's definitely one of my better stacks that I've been using. Vassal here, took these cities. mercenary camps from the trading posts is useful. Heroes keep trying to join, of course. What about underground? A scout up here, a scout down here, just trying to meet some places, especially if they're orc and might be willing to join. Been doing some shenanigans down here. I'll have to talk about some cool battles with that. Champ 2, Champ 1, Elite. Yeah, so I've got a crew here that I'm looking to send this way as well, completing a quest for them. So I think that's it for key stuff with that. You can see the bonus stuff there. So let's check out battles. So there's been some important stuff lately. Right, I was just clearing that out. Okay, so this was a pretty cool battle. It was tough. I lost 1 unit. I think I could have avoided losing a unit, but otherwise, it's a pretty good outcome, right? So I definitely wanted to show you all this, because I'm sure this would appear to be a more challenging thing. I was mostly worried about the gas breath stuff. The Lion's Courage, lots of deeps. I'll go slower here. So I'm just trying to split them. Won 3 battles, won a battle. Always happiness, cheerful. So a lot of good happiness buffs. Yeah, so 3 getting hit, not very efficient. You really wanted to go after them for the flank. Oh yeah. And I should say too that like I knew my chances were low going into this. So what I did is I walked on Shrine of the Frozen Beauty, which gives Frost Aura. So a chance to do 5 damage and chance to do Frozen. And as you may know, these guys have some frost weakness. Right, 40% frost weakness. So I said that's a good combination. That's the type of buff that could prove very useful. Severely poisoned, so the clock is ticking on him. Yeah, I can hit like a brick for T1 irregulars when they're critting. It's just taking them out. Crits help. Trying to think about the movement radius. I know he needs to physically attack somebody. If they're above 50% health, it won't do the swallow. If they're above 50 HP, the swallow whole won't proc, which is important to remember, because otherwise they're very small units, and so I'm pissed that he didn't attack, so I'm trying to goad him into attacking again, and so just decide to take away some of his movement points and hope guys don't get swallowed whole. So resist swallow whole 1, right? And so he gets frozen, which is beautiful. I don't think do they naturally have a frost weakness? I think that I think they have 40%. He also, from this guy who's down to 1 health, though I think he's severely poisoned. So I think that's the guy that dies. Yeah, and he falls from severely poisoned. So almost. Yeah, see, so I had it calculated out, so I knew how many hits I could do. So I almost had it figured out to have no losses, but I didn't account for that severely poisoned. But otherwise, I was pretty happy with that outcome. So I was able to do that. What else? So I think that was this one, right? Yeah, so what else? Independence. That's not terribly useful at this point. Oh yeah, so you can see how I handled this one. So this was a similar situation where the battle was going okay, but I didn't want to lose a guy to the swallow hole. And so I opted to retreat with all my units rather than lose a unit. So when you saw that battle, when I showed the tooltip a little while ago, where it's just me versus one glutton, that explains it, because I wanted to go in with much better health so I could resist the swallow holes. Oh yeah, and I have life drain on these guys because I think it was yeah, the Shrine of the Wizard King. So life drain is essential. A little bit of extra melee and even greater happiness. So that really helps with holding up melee. That was an unfortunate luck for them. Oh, it's even unranged. Right. So yeah, a little extra damage. Flanking. Boom. His gas is up. So I think I was thinking about trying not to have 3 units next to each other for the gas attack. So I was doing a little bit of calculation about what would be in range or not in range. So I think he attacks these 2 guys. And he's really poisoned. I think I had run my 6th guy out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, because I think he really got hit hard and was severely poisoned. Yeah, 2 Lion's Courages. These guys. Oh no, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1, 2, 5. So yeah, I take this guy out, and then I was like, nah, screw it. So I came back and finished them off there. So that happened. I want to show, wasn't that one. Wasn't that one. Wasn't that one. It is like right around. I might have to. I'm gonna have to go back a few turns. So let's see. So this one I showed it was above ground. This one was below ground. That was above ground. It was a silly loss, losing 1 unit. I'm gonna pause for a second so I can find the right battle, because there's one more I want to show. Okay, I found it. So here it is. It was this dungeon clear. So before the lost cities, this was. Let's see, this was just Champ 1. This was a pretty cool clear. I was really happy with this. So I want to show how this looked. In terms of buffs, so they had the Shrine to the Wizard King. Yeah, so that would also prove very useful. So I was going to try and split them here, which again, when you're running this T1 strategy, you absolutely need to split people like this. Even if it means losing a guy. Thank God for sprint, so I could disengage from that. So I was able to run away, and they're so fast. Let's see. So with the trail running +8, I mean, these guys, 36 movement and even more, +12. If you activate the sprint, that means it was possible for him to outrun that sort of stuff. So I go in with my Lion's Courage. And life drains, giving a little extra cushion. That I was wanting him to run it. He has enough movement to go there. And so I had the pole arm and last stand stuff up on him. So these guys wouldn't be able to reach, but the mana core would be able to reach. Unfortunately, he did not bite. But I was able to clear up everybody else here. They continue to chase this guy, which I found curious. So he's just hedging his bets. He's not using his full movement. But I was able to suck one guy over here. And so I was like, okay, that works. I can take him out and keep stringing these guys along. So some range damage, some melee damage. Life drain, keep me healed up. That suckered him over here. He continues to pursue, as does he, so perfect. Stripped one away. So you can see where that's going. Easy enough. So that battle was also pretty awesome. So yeah, this has been episode 6. I'll see you in episode 7.